What's up, my YouTube world, and what's up to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all of that? Because y'all know I don't go live as much, but I'm here to give y'all some vital information. It's your girl, Shaunie B, y'all, and you already know I'm going to pop this thing. If you're cool with your girl, go on fool with your girl. And we are here today to talk about something super duper duper important because I don't think we talk about it enough. And it's, of course, life insurance, and of course the grieving process that comes along with it, and then the battle of finding the proper benefit plan to take care of your family and create generational wealth. And we're talking about life insurance versus GoFundMe. Now there's no, this show is not to promote it's not being promoted to laugh at anybody, to make you feel down if you do have to use a GoFundMe. I just want you guys to understand that GoFundMe does not replace insurance. GoFundMe is an additional source, just like any type of, private charities that you would do. But I want to get you guys linked up with an awesome financial advisor that's going to give you some key pointers so you can make an executive decision for yourself, your children, and your family members in the passing of their demise. Okay, so buckle up the seatbelts, get your notepads out, jot some things down, and we're gonna have a good time. So I want to introduce you guys to an awesome individual. I had the pleasure of going to school with this young, stellar man, and then now he is taking off career-wise. And I want to introduce you guys to Mr. Janon.
Well, thank you so much, ma'am. It's a pleasure. This is a good fighting experience. I'm glad to be here. It's an honor for me to be here with you. So thank you for the invitation.
Of course, and why? Certainly. Why not? Because I know you personally, so I know you're going to get the people the ins and outs, and he's not trying to pull your leg. He wants you guys to see the money that you just throw out, just going out to eat here and there and taking trips. Some of that can be invested back into a policy that when you're grieving, you don't have to go scrummaging through stuff. You can just relax, provide the documentation, and the wire goes through like that. So we're going to hop right into it. We're not going to hold you here. We're going to hold you on Shaunie's World. So I love to do, if you guys have ever seen any of my productions in the past, I love to do an icebreaker because I know coming on to a streaming scenario is a little different from just pre-recording. So, we're going to get to know you. You ready?
Let's go.
All right.
I'm open book.
Okay, let's hold them to that, y'all. So what's something that you're passionate about that many people may not know?
Oh, well, most people don't know about for real, but it's my family, of course. That's the key thing. I'm a big family man, wife, kids, make sure that everybody's taken care of. Just me. And most people know that I'm just a quiet person. I'm keep to myself type of guy. Just real homebody, but I'm here for everybody I can be. So that's what I try to do.
You quiet?
Very.
My God, you're not quiet.
Well, you talking about something that maybe 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
College me, I'm still low key, but right now I'm a homebody. That's all I do.
I can agree. I tell them I'm a shy person. They don't be believing me. Okay,
no,
so you're family man. That's what's happening. Who is one person who knows you the best, like hands down?
Oh, that's easy. That's gonna be Shaunie. That's my wife. She knows me backwards and forwards. There's nothing I can't do that she don't know about or can peep out from a mile away.
Okay, and is that your best friend too?
Oh, well, best friend. Yeah, she's my best friend, my everything. Her and maybe one other person that might know a little bit more, but she knows everything.
She knows everything. That's a blessing. Okay, I can't get mad at that. Are you better at talking, or are you better at listening?
Listening. I talk when needed.
Okay.
I talk to not just to talk back, but just to respond to. I want to know exactly what you're saying. I want to be make sure I'm responding to what you want to know, not just to be talking back, just to hear myself talk. So much better than listening.
Okay. Let me see. I think I'm an awesome listener as well. They say, good communication is 80% listening, 20% talking. So if you just be patient, a lot of people will fill you in on what's really going on, or you can actually see a lot of what's going on with somebody else and yourself. So I
Most
definitely
definitely.
can agree. And it is hard to listen though, because when you hear something be irking, you be like, oh, I want to jump in. But it's not all what it should be. Just allow yourself.
Yep.
What's your favorite family holiday tradition? And any holiday that you choose, for that tradition.
Mm. That's gonna be probably one of the two biggest ones. Thanksgiving and Christmas. Thanksgiving, we always cook together in the house. Me and Shannon cook everything from the meats to the sides. We tag team it all. And then for
Okay.
Christmas, we always go down back to my hometown, go to Alabama and spend time with my family down there because I don't get as much time as I want to down there. But Christmas is my one time I know I'm guaranteed to go down there.
Okay. And Alabama, which part are you from?
Mobile, down by.
Mobile.
Yeah.
I have a friend from Mobile. I've never been, but my friend got family there. That's
You're missing out then. You gotta come down there for Mardi Gras one year.
what year. What month is that? That should come February.
It's February, like January, February, and March. It's
Okay.
usually like late February, early March, depending on the year. It kind of changes from time to time.
You'll be the man I call to ask where I need to go.
Please do.
Now, my favorite holiday is Thanksgiving. I love cooking and eating, and that's the one time of the year where everybody's at home, and so you get to call, FaceTime, and all that, and so it's like real authentic. I don't really care for Christmas. It's commercialized. Like people just like, what you get me? What you get me? But Thanksgiving, everybody come back together for Thanksgiving, and the food be on fleek. So Thanksgiving is
If they know how to cook at least.
Yeah, we don't go nowhere because we are the cooks over here.
There we go.
Hey, what is the next place on your travel bucket list?
My next bucket list thing to do?
Your next travel location for your bucket list.
Ooh, that's going to be in about 6 weeks or so, 5-6 weeks.
Okay.
Looking into going on a cruise. It's going to be our 10-year anniversary.
Well, congrats. Y'all got big money. Let me hold some.
You got it. It's all yours.
Already. Y'all heard it live in effect. I think I want to go to Jamaica and St. Lucia, and I want to definitely go to China. I definitely want to go. But
all those plans on going, it just starts right now.
Well, the way my checking and savings set up, it's not going to be in 6 weeks like you. But once this election passed and we can figure out what's going on with these planes, then I'll get my money together to fly those long hours to get to those places.
Sounds good. Enjoy yourself.
You got to. I got you. What is your favorite way to spend your day off?
Oh, shoot. At home from the TV. Hopefully it's Sundays because I can watch football.
Football. And your team is who?
The one and only team, the Steelers. It's only one team.
Oh, you're a Steelers man.
Yes.
I would have never guessed that. Okay. My team won last night. We beat the Eagles. Shout out to the Falcons.
Oh, okay.
But yes, my favorite way to we're going to probably lose the next few games. But right now, I'll receive that congrats because we be playing to the last minute. My way to spend the day off is probably, like you said, watching TV and just creating new content because I stay busy. Like I rarely have free time to do a lot. So I can get groovy. And we got to our last 4 questions. If you had a warning label, what would it say?
Ooh, warning label. Silent but deadly.
Silent but deadly.
Yes.
Okay. So you ain't nothing to mess with, is what you're saying.
Well, no, I mean, but I keep to myself. I don't bother anyone. I don't do anything. But you push me, I mean, that's not nice. But most of the time, I'm just to myself. Get along with anybody. Just don't take me there.
I understand. If I had a warning label, it would probably say, I will roast the hell out of you, so stay in your lane. That's probably what it would say for real. I'll tear you up. I'll be waiting to roast somebody real quick. Okay. What's one thing that can instantly make your day?
Put smiles on someone else's face, especially the family. If I could do something for them or do something for someone else, that's a highlight for me. I don't do much for myself, but if I can help someone else out, that's a win.
And I can get jiggy with that with you. If I can change somebody's day by smiling or blessing them within what I can bless them with, that makes my spirit happy. So I can piggyback off of that. And I know you told us that you're a Steelers man. Do you have a favorite athlete?
My favorite basketball player, I guess, during this time was KG.
Okay.
So I would say that.
When we was in school, we used to say you look like KG.
I should get it a lot, and it's so crazy now that you say that. As I've gotten older and things have changed, I don't know how I changed from a different person, but now I've been in Memphis for so long. I get penny for so long.
Oh, you know what? I can now. You say that
No, you
because
don't.
it
Don't
is
say it.
facial hair.
No, you don't see that for real. Stop.
I do see Penny. Now you say that. I'm like, well, are you Penny? Am I up here with Penny?
Not at all. And I don't understand how I
Wow.
go from looking like KG to Penny. Those are two different people, but yet people say I look like them. So
I can see it. I can see it a tad bit, just like right here. I see Penny right here, but I still see KG up here.
That's
You got a Halloween costume to wear now. You could be either of the two.
amazing.
And then lastly, are you related or distantly related to anyone famous? I know you look like those two, but are you famous anyway? No?
Not at all. Not that I know about anyways.
Okay, I'm still investigating because we all are checking our family tree to see who's in it. But I know we have some celebrity family members. I just got to make sure how far down the line it is. But I'm sure we all related because they all say we look alike too. So
there we go. Who would your celebrity look like?
I don't know. Nobody has really just kind of told me. But my sister and I look very much alike, my baby sister, and she looks like the girl that was in Set It Off, the one who had the baby that drank the solution, the one that was real shy. That's who my baby sister looked like. But since we look alike, I'm assuming I would look like her too. I don't know her name at all. And it's bad. Black folks don't be knowing nobody's name. We just know they roll. She was in that one that Tyler Perry movie too.
Yep.
Okay, well that sums it up.
Shaunie, I need that money. I think that was her line, something like that.
Yeah, right. And I should feel bad because she's a really great actress, and I cannot think of her name. But that's who I would say I look close to. So we summed up our get to know yous, and we're gonna hop right into it, so we can give these people what they need. Now, again, for those of you that tuned in, my disclaimer is this: this is a very uncomfortable conversation. I encourage you to start having it with your spouse. And if you have older parents, of course, if you're a mother or father of your own young children or family members, you need to go ahead and get things in order, because when that time comes, I promise you, picking up the phone to ask other people that have deficits in their family financial situations is the last thing that you want to do while you're trying to cope with the fact that your loved one's not here. And then again, this is free knowledge for you to make the executive decision to create generational wealth and just put your family in a position that you will be able to have your proper homegoing service without having to be sitting in the morgue for 2 to 3 weeks, not looking your crisp look when you could have had the money available faster. Okay. So we have already experienced what 2022 up until 2024 has done. We have lost celebrities. We've seen children, of course, with these school shootings. We've seen people with random diseases such as the COVID and the cancers. Life is not promised. I know back in the day, 20, 30 years ago, the life expectancy was longer. The person that was passing away was 80 and 90 years old. They lived majority of their life. But unfortunately, today we're losing people at lower ages and due to craziness. Car accidents, you name it, is happening. And so that's why I'm bringing Janon here to explain to you from a financial advisor's perspective, because this conversation scares people. They don't want to go into it because they feel like, oh, I got 20 more years to live. But why not get ready so you don't have to get ready? That's what we're trying to get you.
Most definitely.
So Janon, before becoming a financial advisor, what was your original dream job?
That goes back to my college days and early high school days, of course, that a lot of young men, women have. Be a professional athlete. I mean, I had those dreams and aspirations younger. Basketball, track, I did that in college. So, but once I seen that wasn't gonna be my life, I had to pivot and just put my grown man shoes on and do what I had to do to make my family happy, make sure they were good.
Okay. And then what I know working in this field is difficult because it is where you have to go meet people face to face and talk to them. And rejection is one of the biggest things that comes with creating awareness for people to say, ooh, I want to do this, because right now everything else is happening, inflation and school and clothes and cars and things. And they're like, oh, insurance, I'll get it when I want to. So what motivated you to say, outside of taking care of your family and things, what motivated you to say that this level of financial advising for, the life insurance and the wealth and things was your thing to do?
Learning. Once you got inside this business and seen, interviewed for it, and learned how to help people out, which I love to do, to help anyone out I can, and to get the knowledge that I didn't have. So many of us don't have that knowledge growing up. Our parents didn't have the knowledge, so they can give it to us. So now I'm giving this knowledge. I want to give it to everyone that I can. There's so
Gotcha.
much to know and you can plan for and do. And I wish I had known this 10, 15 years ago. But I'm here now, so I want to give back.
Okay. And then could you tell us a little bit about the company that you work for and what programs they, allow you or train you to teach others?
Okay, yeah. It's Northwestern Mutual. Northwestern Mutual has been around for about 167 years. It's one of the top mutual insurance companies. This year alone, they've paid out over $7 billion worth of policies out to people. It's a great company to work for. It's been fantastic. I've learned everything as far as insurance, and I'm still learning. Some of the things I still have to learn, still have to test for. But besides that, I mean, this has been a path that I wasn't expecting. But Northwestern Mutual has opened the doors for a lot of things for me.
Okay. And then what states are you licensed to handle? So if someone watching this on my YouTube platform is in another state, they know that they can contact you directly.
I'm licensed Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas.
Perfect. All of the pretty much predominantly the South where we reside, where we travel through every day.
A lot of our family members there and everything. I got all that covered for the most part.
There you have it. Okay. Now, what would you say, before I get into statistics of what a burial cost would be versus what a funeral will cost, what would you say is the biggest excuse that you hear when you come into the room and talk about generational wealth and insurance, life insurance?
There's plenty of them, but some of the top ones are always, it costs too much, which I can end that real quick. Don't have time. I'm too busy right now. Just not interested. And when people say things like that, I just wonder, like, okay, what is your mind really at? Now, some people, don't get me wrong, some people have everything in order. They have all this stuff in place, which is fantastic. But I guarantee the majority of us don't. So when they say it, I mean, I can only just try to give them the knowledge. But if they refuse it, I mean, I wish them the best.
And so there are so many levels to life insurance.
Mm-hmm.
All right, can you give them like an idea? If someone said, you know what, I'm at the point in my life, I'm seeing what's happening in the news, I'm seeing what's happening in my family, I keep going to funeral after funeral, I'm having to do fish fries to make ends meet, I'm having to car washes and GoFundMes. What are the policies available for someone if they were interested to talk to you now to let them know how to start that process?
Usually it starts with just a term life. There's two different ones you can do, the term or the whole life. Two different ways of making yourself creating generational wealth and just taking care of what's the needed right now. The term life is perfect. Most term policies is pennies on the dollar. You can get most term policies for less than a meal at McDonald's. Like going to McDonald's, if you go pay, especially if you have a family, significant other, whatever the case may be, you're going to pay $20, $30, $40, depending how big your family is. You can get policies here, $100,000, $200,000, $5 million policies, $40 a month.
Gotcha. And that's term life. So can they pay if they have a problem with the economy, people do job layoffs, can they pay it in like up for per year? Or does it have to come out monthly?
Nope, per year. You can just pay it up for a year and be good. Especially like tax season or just need bonuses at work or just a regular paycheck and you have it, because most term policies are not that expensive. So you pay it up for the year and be done with it. And you know your family is safe and secure if something happens to you during that time.
Yeah, because when my son was born, I took out 3 policies on myself, my husband, and my son, and I did a 20-year term. So when that 20-year comes up, does it go back into a renew process and I just extend it, or does it just continue on as long as we're alive?
No. Now if you have a term policy, once that term ends, it's done. And that's the big thing about between term and whole life. Term is great, but it's like the way I use it is like renting and owning. You rent an apartment, apartments are great. Nothing wrong with an apartment. Most of us start off in an apartment or have apartments to this day, which is no problem. But once you leave that apartment, it's gone. All the money you've paid, your monthly payments for the years and years in the apartment. Once you decide to leave that apartment, everything's gone. All that money you put into it is gone.
Okay.
That's where whole life comes in. Whole life, you cannot outlive a whole life policy. If you have a whole life policy, it's going to last until the day you're laid to rest. And it's going to be.
So should I be discussing turning that term into a whole life now, or wait till the 20 years happens?
Definitely start discussing it now. You don't have to do it now, depending on how many years you have left. But don't wait till the final hour. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
you got somebody to talk to them, and just get the conversation going. And it's so much easy. It's so easy to convert a term to a whole life policy. It's
Okay.
going to be worth your time.
Bet, I got you. I'm on it. I think I still got about 15 years on it, so I will get started. I'm the early bird that gets the worm, so I'll get started. So what is whole life like? Since you said term life is the easier version, what's whole life?
I say the term is like owning a home.
Mm-hmm.
Owning a home, though, you build equity. You get money into it, and you cannot outlive a whole life policy. The best things about a whole life policy is it builds money within the death benefit. So you might start off with a $50,000 whole life policy, $100,000 whole life policy. Each year you live, that policy goes up. That death benefit goes up to your loved ones. And the big thing is you can pull money from it. I mean, who doesn't like to pay money to something and get their money back on top of it? And it grows at a 5.1% rate. I mean, you're not gonna get that anywhere. Most banks, most things I tell people all the time, especially with whole life, if you have a savings account right now, and all thing you're doing is put money into it, and you have no intention of doing anything with that money right now, you're just trying to save up, you might as well put that into a whole life policy because it's going to grow a whole lot faster than putting it into a regular bank or savings account.
Gotcha. And what's the fees? I know you said term life is as low as $5 to $10 to $15 premium, but what's the whole life expenses per month or paying in a year?
And that's the difference. Now, whole life is an investment. Any type of investment you put into something, you're not going to see the return on the investment for a couple of years. If you're truly investing in something, you don't invest in something and expect to see a profit in a year. So it takes some time for a whole life policy to build up, and it's a little bit more expensive than a typical term life policy. But the benefits of it are worlds apart. Starting off, everybody, I would tell them get a term because sometimes whole life is not in your budget at that time, but term life is everybody's budget. But if you can invest into a whole life policy, I would definitely recommend anyone to get a whole life policy for their family, for the kids. It's much better.
Gotcha. Okay, so did y'all hear him? He said he understands financially a whole life policy is a different, monetary investment.
It is.
But that does not discourage you from getting term life in the meantime to protect you for now. Like with this unexpected lifestyle that we have.
They can run it over.
Now, I want to kind of give them an idea statistically, because I know you mentioned the excuses are it's not enough time, there's not enough money. But I want to tell you guys, out of the states that he manages and he's licensed in, what the average cost is for a funeral, which is you going down 6 deep in the ground, or the cremation where you go in and your ashes are in the urn. So if you are in Arkansas, the average, well, we'll say the median, is $7,334 for a funeral, and that's just the casket in the church. We're not talking about the burial. We're not talking about the horse and carriage. We're not talking about the police chauffeur ride, the obituaries. We're not talking about none of that. We're just talking about getting you from the morgue to the funeral casket and having your family say amen. Okay? If you say burial's too expensive, you want to cremate, it's $6,405, and that's just an estimate. All of this varies on location, zip code, and the churches or the building is applying this to you. Alabama, funeral, $7,271, cremation, $6,314. Louisiana, $7,334 with cremation cost of $6,405. Mississippi, funeral, roughly $7,271. Cremation is $6,014. Tennessee, roughly for your funeral, $7,271 as well, with the same cremation expenses, $6,314. And Texas is $7,334, and roughly cremation is about $6,405. So just imagine you get that call, and your loved one went to work, and they were in a pile-up accident, and they died, unbeknownst to you, and you don't have life insurance. They need that right then, or their body gonna stay over there. Do you know how many fish fries it would take to get $7,000? A lot.
Yeah.
So that's when he's talking about these different policies and how much money we spend that could be used towards this, just to add it to your budget differently. That's what that call will make if you have a financial advisor like himself, that they can say, okay, we understand your grieving process. Send us the death certificate. Now the funds, in case something happened to someone, how does that work? What is needed, and normally what's the duration to receive it so you can help your loved one get buried in a timely fashion?
The time frame is usually it varies. Usually goes pretty fast depending on who you work with, what funeral home you're working with, what hospital, different things are variance in that. But as long as you get a death certificate and we can get those and get everything verified, once we get everything verified, the money's gonna just your checks will be in hand. Don't take long for us to give the money at all. The company pays out. Our type of company, we want to pay. A lot of insurance companies and mutual companies, they find reasons not to pay you. Northwestern Mutual is going to find a reason to pay you. So we want you to be paid.
So do y'all homework on who you choose, right?
Most definitely.
It looks
don't just take my word for it. Do your homework.
Right. Do your homework. Like you said, this is just one individual, but there's a financial advisor in every state. You just need to find someone to talk to so we can get this ball rolling. But we have some comments coming in too. Shout out to Amanda, shout out to Sunshine. It looks like they said the minimum for a funeral in Virginia is $12,000 with a cremation of $7,000. That's up $12,000 US dollars.
See?
Do y'all have 12,000 just sitting there? Because I know what's going on in the world. It's 12,000 is hard to come by.
Most of us don't have 1,200.
1,200. The stimulus check was gone for many in a few days. That's the light bill, gas bill, and food. That's gone. You buy 2 bags of chips at Walmart. That's $1,200 right there. Yeah. So,
and that's a policy. That's a $200,000 policy you could have right then.
Exactly. Now, this is the part. I'm gonna give you another disclaimer because I'm not trying to be rude when I say this, but I also wanted to Google some things that people deem as fun that are more expensive than getting life insurance, and these are it. Date nights. Y'all understand that when you go to date night, it's cute. It's keeping a relationship together, but you buy a meal for 2. That's 2 entrees, 2 drinks, 2 desserts, and then you're paying for the ambiance because now they're adding gratuity to your ticket. You done left that restaurant paying about $250, and you ain't even got a to-go box. So you could have bought maybe 5 or 6 months worth of a policy for your loved ones besides just doing date nights every Friday.
Maybe a year's worth, depending
on what premium setup you pick and how many years. Yeah. Happy hour. You know, on Friday, y'all be rushing down there to your favorite bar with the girl with the little tutu skirt on. Mm-hmm. Happy hour, it starts out happy until happy hour closes. And then you look at that tab and you're like, $300 because you got the, bottles with the little lights on the top, the little spritzers at the top. You don't pay $600 for their regular bottle of Ciroc. You could have went to the liquor store and got that part. Clothes. This is where a lot of my community falls short at. You want to go get the latest Jordans. You want to get the latest Coogee shirt, the latest Gucci, the grill, and the rims. Okay, when it comes to those things, those are thousands on demand, and you can't get a return on your investment when you try to sell it. That's why you normally have to get the highest bidder on eBay or OfferUp. So again, you could have used some of that money, put it towards a policy. Video games. Now, I ain't hating, fellas. I know you like your 2K and your NFL.
The Madden, of course.
That's $59. That's $59 every few months. Grand Theft Auto coming back out, and you got a PlayStation 5. PlayStation 5 was $700. Sound like you could pay your kids' policy up then. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't judging you. I'm just telling you to watch how you disperse it. Coffee. Some of y'all in Starbucks a lot every morning, noon and supper time. It's $7 for a small. Just imagine how much the venti cup costs. Baby, watch it. Because after a while, it adds up. And there ain't nothing but sugar in the cup. You can make your own coffee at the house. Gym memberships. Now, I know at the beginning of the year, y'all be flooding the gym. Y'all probably stopped since it's 9 months in now. But if you forget that gym membership and it's constantly taking $25 out, $40 out, that could be your premium payment for your life insurance. Make it make sense. Let's get to it. You can work out in front yard, walk at the park. That's free. Electronics. Like I said, these fancy headphones, these new little glasses that you could see conversations and read people's minds, ceiling fans that look like $1,000. I ain't telling you don't treat yourself. I'm just saying, if something happened to you, can you take that ceiling fan out your roof and sell it for $2,000 to $12,000? Probably can't. And last but not least, this is the one that is most slept on, cable and satellite fees. You got them premium channels because you want to watch Living Single. You want to watch, Red Zone, watch all the games at one time. But if you forget to turn that subscription off, that's $50, $60, even $5 to get Showtime or HBO Plus and HBO Max. Those are subscriptions you forget about. And that could be money going towards a policy. So there is a will, there's a way. You just got to be disciplined, right?
Discipline. That's the word. That's what I
Mhm.
Big D. Discipline.
Big D. And all of this stuff you can budget. And that's what Janon is also good at. If life insurance is something you already got, then he can work on how to make a will that can show you where your money will go. Not the will like the living will or the testament will, but the will like a wheel of fortune. And it will tell you a financial plan so you can know where your money is going and how it's coming back into your pockets.
Yep.
Okay. So that's free game right there. Now, let's talk about GoFundMe's because a lot of people are like, Shaunie, you say these words and in my community ain't nobody telling me nothing. This is brand new to me. And I like to talk to people like this is the first time they hear it, even if you already know some of you guys. What's GoFundMe in your perspective, from your perspective?
My perspective is, I mean, it's nothing wrong with it because, I mean, that's what you have to do. You have to do whatever you have to do to, provide for your family or bury your loved ones. But that money, at that time, it could already been taken care of. It's all about having the conversations, the tough conversations, with your kids, with your older parents, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters. Just a simple conversation. And myself, and it's like I said, it's thousands of other financial advisors out there, thousands of other insurance companies out there. Just talk to someone. Just get a plan together, and you have to deal with that because GoFundMe, it might get you. If you have a great one, you might get a couple $1,000 out of it. You might, which would be fantastic and it'll be helpful. But why not have hundreds of thousands of dollars? I mean, why not?
Where my fan at? Where my fan at? Yes! Come on. Say it again for the people in the back. Why not have hundreds and hundreds of thousands? Because in that $1,000, y'all, they take a percentage from your GoFundMe, and then you still have to verify funds. And if somebody says that they feel that your campaign was scandalous, all that money is frozen until they investigate it. Do you want somebody having that type of like leverage over your money when you need it? So let me give you guys the technical term of GoFundMe. GoFundMe pages allow others to donate to pay for final expenses to help the family. These crowdfunding activities may be successful, but come with serious drawbacks. Although you are able to get money from other families that may have it at the time, the stress that you have to go through during that challenging time to get it adds to your grief. So that's GoFundMe. Like he said, it's an additional resource because sometimes your policy may be smaller, and then, of course, your expenses to bury somebody may be larger. So GoFundMe may help cushion some things. We're not telling you never to use it. We're just telling you don't make that your only financial plan for generational wealth.
Use
all your resources that you can, because when that call comes, you are in between a rock and a hard place in most cases because your car is messing up. You got to do renovations on your home. Again, hurricanes are happening. Life is happening. We're not telling you not to deal with life. We're just saying, in addition to living, make sure you have something in the afterlife to take care of your homegoing services because it's hard, y'all. Okay, so you gave them that. Now, who needs life insurance? Because the technical definition that I have says if a person's married, has children, people in the life you love, church or charity you believe in, life insurance is a must. Is there anybody else outside of what I just named that needs life insurance?
Everyone.
Everybody needs it. No specific age. Every age group, even a newborn needs it.
Yes, and there's so many different ways of creating generational wealth. And I'm speaking personally. This is something that I know I've done. Everybody's path is different, especially with the kids. And I love talking to people about their kids who don't have everything set up. A whole life policy for kids. It's amazing. And I'm speaking personally right now. I'm telling my own story.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
This is me. I took a policy out for my kids, a whole life policy for both of them. It's something that they will know nothing about, whatever. I'm not going to even tell them about until they're about 30, 35, got their own wife, kids, their own families going on. At that time, because all that policy, it builds up money. It builds up a cash value. At that time, when I deemed them worthy to get it at that time, I will pass that policy to them. And we started so early with them, it's going to be 50, 60, 70, almost $80,000 depending on which one, because they're different ages.
Right.
But who couldn't use at 30, 35, most of us couldn't use the extra 50, 60, 70, $80,000 just handed to you.
Well, can you adopt me? I know you got your own family, but can you adopt me? Because I'm adoptable. I don't come with no extra anything, just adopt me. Put me on a whole life. But no, you're asking real good questions. Like, again, $80,000 today is needed for a lot of people. Like, you could pay off so much debt with that. So the fact that you're giving that real example is cool. Now, I want to give y'all an example outside of a person that's alive that can talk about life insurance and what they need in their demise. But there are a lot of scenarios where you are about to have that conversation. And in my example, personally, my mother did tell me she had a life insurance policy. But when we started giving her chemo for her cancer, the chemo took away her ability to move, and it took away her ability to speak. So at that very moment, the information I had, I didn't get all of the names and everything. And so now I'm playing catch up, trying to figure out where could this policy be. And so in those instances where you are working on it and something tragic happens, this is why we're telling y'all to have the conversations now while it's not thought about. That way, when things start to happen and things shift, because once your loved one gets sick, or unfortunately they just pass away randomly, you can't go shuffling through paperwork of somebody that hid their paperwork is one of the worst feelings ever in life, because you're grieving, but you're looking for it. And you can't find it because every time you look, you find something. And it makes you sadder. So why not go ahead and have a conversation now? I get it. Your babies are 15, 16. You don't think that nothing's going to happen to them, but still had a conversation. Baby, something happened to me. Your mama, to go in this file cabinet, get this. Or I have a security box at the bank. Go here. Some of y'all know that people are putting life insurance policies on you and killing you themselves. Let's just be honest. But you need to start designating trustworthy people. Start making videotapes of your wishes of how you want things to happen for you. Put it in boxes. Do all of that. Like, y'all use social media for the wrong thing when you need to be saving some of your important information so people can know those valuable resources to help protect your investment when you're gone.
Plan ahead while you're not clouded with grief. I mean,
baby, grief does not discriminate.
Oh.
Grief punch you in the ribs every time. You think you are getting somewhere. Grief reminds you, well, I don't want to look at it now. You try going and looking at some paperwork now that the loved one that you lost is no longer here. It's going to hurt too much. You'd rather deal with the pain before you go through that paperwork. Yeah. So talk about it now. Now, one thing I want to tell you guys where a lot of people go wrong, and Janon can back me up on this, is a lot of you guys have a life insurance policy through your job because it's free. And I want you guys to understand, as soon as your job lay you off, that policy is gone. So you need to start working on having a private insurance policy through a private company like his own, or whoever insurance is your state. Can you give them some insight on that, please?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having insurance through your job. But truth is, most of us don't have careers. A lot of people don't have careers. They have jobs. So you're not going to have that job for the next, think of yourself 10, 15 years from now. Do you love your job enough to say you're going to still be there? Most of us, the answer is going to be no.
I say hell no.
So with that being said, you need to have yourself covered, because once you leave that job, like you said, that policy is gone, and who knows what might happen during that time. So why not have something that you know is already secure, and have that outside policy, and having extra. It doesn't hurt. And even you have your career, you're set in, and some people have great policies at their jobs, which is phenomenal. But why not have extras? It can't hurt. I mean,
that's true.
Prices of them, you can afford it all, and your family is secure, and generational wealth is built right there.
Most definitely. And then if you do have a policy at your job, like he said, anything can happen. A lot of you guys have bank accounts, especially through credit unions. They also have built-in policies too. You know, you'll be banking with them for a long time. Go that route, get the additional insurance. A lot of times under certain amounts, it's free. And if you want additional coverage, it's more. But just keep in mind, do not just solely only have a policy through your job, because at any moment your job can fire you. You may get tired of working, and then it's just zero. You have nothing. I know a lot of folks are also just only solely thinking about life insurance. So I want to make sure you also pay attention to these must-do things to create your list of what you need to have in order before you leave this earth. You need to have not only life insurance, whether you choose term or whole, but you need to have a will designating where you want your properties and your monies and whatever land to go to. You need to have an advance of directives. Definitely look into that. A durable power of attorney. This is big, because a lot of people are trying to make executive decisions for their loved one's life, and then someone has the power over you. So you need to get that in order, so we know who the doctor is going to talk to. We know who the funeral home is going to talk to. We know who your bank is going to talk to. Don't just leave it and be like, so Larissa said she was going to do it. No, get a trustworthy person that can be your point of contact to act on your behalf for healthcare decisions and whatever financial things you have going on. And then you need your funeral and burial and cremation preferences. Stop letting people just rush you into the ground or rush you into that flame. And that's not what your designated desire was for your life. So you need to have all of this designated and sit down and pick a person that's really about you and not about the check they're going to get in 7 to 10 business days.
And once they get their money, you know what to do with it.
And they know what to do with it, and they're doing the right thing by you. A lot of y'all are sitting in the pine box. Well, you can't sit in the pine box and watch us, but a lot of your loved ones were misdirected, and their funeral wishes were just missed because somebody saw the check and dipped. And then you didn't even get to just have that proper homegoing service because everybody did what they wanted to do because they felt entitled. We need you guys to have a power of attorney. Entitlement doesn't exist when you have a power of attorney. Emotions are out the window. It's legally binded at that point. So here's some free game for you again. A lot of people do not know this, and because we have a few minutes, I want to share with you, and then Janon will give your personal information. So anybody in those states that you name can hit you up because he can help you where you are, even if you're out of state. But when someone passes away, and this is 50 states, there is called the Social Security Administration death benefit. A lot of y'all don't know about it, and I'm never being insensitive when your loved one passed. I just want you to know this is available funding for you. But there is a $255 death benefit that is paid out to the surviving spouse, or if there's no spouse in place, the surviving child. If y'all got a lot of children, I don't know how they're going to divide that up. But logically speaking, if it's the wife, you can just submit the death certificate and they will send that to you. It's $255 to assist with any funeral arrangement costs or whatever. It's yours. But if you do not claim that in a year, it's gone. So it's uncomfortable, but make that call to SSA and say, this person passed, here's their proof of death. Can I get my $255? They will send it to you in a check. That's yours. And in addition to that, I've already explained having additional life insurance outside of your employer. And of course, it could be a credit union, bank, or a private entity like Janon's. And then for those of you that are confused, your loved one has already passed on. You're like, well, Shaunie, he kept all his paperwork. He didn't tell us nothing, or she kept the paperwork and tell us nothing. There is a website, NAIC.com. That is the national database for life insurance policy location. It will help you locate where a policy is or if one exists. Now, you will need to know the last known address of your person that passed away, the first and last name, the social security number. And once you type that in the system, it'll check every database in the 50 states. And it will tell you if they have annuities, if they have life insurance, and the company that holds those policies. They can't spend the money, y'all. They're just waiting for somebody to come claim it. You have to have proof that, you are this person's executive. And if you are, they will release the funds to you with whatever proper paperwork they need. Normally, it's the license of yourself, then the death certificate of the deceased. But these are the freest information I could give y'all that a lot of people don't know in your time of grievance. And I'm telling you now, if you are lost right now, go to NAIC.com and go to the policy locator. It will find your loved one's information. And that's free game from me to you. Some of y'all probably sitting on policies and don't know it.
Great information.
Yes, boss man. I try to do my part for my people, baby.
We all try to. Just gotta hope everybody listens and just do the right things. There's so many options you can do.
And it's not embarrassing talking about this, and it's the right time to talk about this now. We know we're coming into Thanksgiving. We're coming into Christmas and the New Year's. Before y'all pop them bottles, pop out them notes and start asking people, hey, and get that insurance, that health insurance too, because a lot of stuff will cancel you out because it's pre-existing conditions. They won't cover you. So you want to make sure you have this discussion while you're able-bodied and healthy. Okay.
That's the key thing. I fancy a question like that.
There you have it. So Janon, did you have any other vital information that you would like to share with these awesome people that are tuning in?
Just be honest with yourself. That's the key thing here. Be disciplined. Just have the right conversation, like you said. That's the key thing. The conversations. Pick up the phone. We're in the social media world. Send out a message. Inbox someone. Call someone. Get the information you need. It's all right here for you, and it can change your life. And if not your life, change someone else's life, your family's life that you care about. And if you have a family at home, I'm sure everyone cares about their family. And if something happens to you, I'm sure you want them to not struggle, not have any problems, and not be worried about anything. And this is a great way of doing it.
Yes, indeed. Now, again, can you let them know your company and your phone number or your website? So if they want to just reach out and say, hey, I don't have the money today, but I at least want to talk to you, pick your brain, they'll be able to reach out to you directly.
Oh, most definitely. The company is Northwestern Mutual. My phone number, I can give that out, but my social media, my on Facebook is Janon Busby. Just look me up there. On Instagram is JDB underscore KG. And my email address is janon.busby at nm.com.
Perfect. And give me that Instagram one more time. I'm going to add it right now.
Okay. It's JDB underscore KG.
KG,
I
okay.
started that in college and it's
Okay.
stuck with me.
It stuck with you. Okay, I see you now. Boom. I was looking for your IG, but I was looking for your government name. But now I found you.
That's
That
all
way,
on Facebook.
yeah, but I see you now. Okay. So y'all heard where he is and who he's affiliated with. And if they want to talk to you, say they got their life insurance all together, but they do want to work out the financial breakdown of where their money's going and where it should be going. Is that the same contact information as well?
Yeah, same thing.
Okay,
Life
guys.
insurance is just part of a financial plan. We do everything at the company. It's us 401k investments, Roth RAs, the list goes on and on. So
Okay.
insurance is just the base of it. But it gets a lot higher.
And cool. And that's a one-stop shop, like he told you guys, and he will help you find a way to include this into your budget. That's why I brought him here today, because I want y'all to see that I don't just push stuff out to y'all because it sounds good. I push it out to you because I do it for my family too. And I want everybody that love on me to understand I want to love y'all back. And this is free information for you to put into your to-do list so your family can be straight. Because I am so sick and tired of people having to come on and beg and beg. Thank you, Amanda. You're so sweet. Beg and beg and beg. And then we have ways to stop begging. But I even heard somebody say this, Janon. They said, if African Americans got life insurance policies, a lot of these wrongful shootings that police officers do would stop. And I said, you know what?
Bang.
They ain't never lied.
Yep. That's nail on the head right there.
Because they would be like, that person got a $100,000 policy. Even though they pay out a wrongful death policy, imagine a wrongful death policy on top of a life insurance policy. You can buy the United States at that point.
Most definitely.
There you go. So y'all, I hope you guys took something from this because again, grieving is not comfortable. We don't know the time of the hour that God is calling these people home, but we need your family to be ready so you don't have to get ready. This conversation is going to always be uncomfortable, but nobody lives for forever. And tomorrow's not promised. So I need you guys to get your affairs in order. And there's a thing called priorities. This should be at the top of the list because we're getting older and the food ain't food no more and life ain't life no more. And so we got to make sure that everything's in order. So if something randomly happened, the person that you elect to do your afterlife stuff for you, they got you. They literally got you. They're not trying to run off with the bag. Janon, thank you for being awesome during our college years. Thank you for being a friend up until now. Thank you for even stretching out your knowledge to help people understand that this is necessary. This is a need. And it doesn't have anything to do with race, color, creed, or sexuality. We want y'all to know that everybody needs life insurance. As soon as you come out the womb, get life insurance. And that's real. So I will also put his information in the description for those of you that have tuned in later, the way you can reach out to him. Those states again that he's licensed in case you stay in that area and you just have a vibe off of this live, you can hit him up directly. It's going to be Arkansas, Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Texas. I got them all?
Did you say Alabama?
Uh-huh.
Okay, yes, you did. You said them all.
There you go. So if y'all reside in any of those, and he's going to get more licenses, I'm sure, because he's going to take on more states.
I was just about to say that. I'm not limited to those states. Those are the ones I have right now. But if you stay elsewhere, I can get a license there. It's not a problem.
He can get a license there. So if you like him, he just hit him up and say, I'm in Virginia. Boom. Can I talk? Yep. I got you.
I got you.
Janon, again, it's been a pleasure. Everybody that tuned in now or later, thank you guys for doing step one. Just getting the knowledge to know what you need to do next. Y'all know we keep it 100 on Shaunie's World, and I always do my part to make sure we can change. If we want change, you got to be the change you want to see, right?
Thank you again.
Many blessings on blessings on blessings. Keep changing households one day at a time. And to the rest of you guys, y'all know it's your girl Shaunie B, and I'm out this. Peace. Be easy, baby.
Thank you so much, man.
For sure.